concern for Steph and the Warriors. I got to say, Rick Bucher, no cause for concern. Klay did not play last night. And this is a Golden State team that's still missing Draymond Green. James Wiseman's getting work back. I think, Rick, you would agree that Golden State has exceeded all expectations to this point in the season. They've played above the rim throughout the season. And I think that they will settle a little bit, probably go through some struggles in the second half. But it's all about the postseason and getting the entire roster ready. Like Andrew Wiggins probably will not continue to play at the level he's had in the first season or the first half of the season. And I just look at this Warriors team as super deadly in the playoffs, again, with the qualifier if everyone is healthy. But injuries have been a story throughout the league, right? Chris Paul with the Suns,
sure.
Draymond with Golden State, Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving's situation, Kevin Durant's injured. Like, injuries are a part of this. So I'm not really concerned for the Warriors. You guys know I'm in the tank for Curry, obviously, greatest shooter in the league, second best point guard in the history of the NBA. They will be okay. I thought last night's crumbling was a major surprise, but ultimately it is a great Golden State team. I think they can get out of the West.
Yes, they have injuries, and yes, there are a lot of teams have injuries. But is there reason for concern? Absolutely, there's reason for concern because of the construction of the Warriors and because of what they've gone through the last few years, or actually their history over the last 6-7 years, which is that they are relying on a number of guys, Steph Curry being one, Klay Thompson being another, Andre Iguodala, Draymond Green. That is the nucleus. That is the championship nucleus that they are relying on if they are indeed going to go back and compete for another title. And all of those guys have thinning tread on their tires. That's just the reality of it. So while everybody is injured, there's reason that these guys might be compromised at this point. The other side of it is that as much as everybody's excited about Jordan Poole and Jonathan Kuminga and Andrew Wiggins, the fact of the matter is none of them are championship-tested players. And that's why you see results as you saw last night, because you didn't have Klay, and you didn't have Dre, and you didn't have Andre. And now it's a matter of Steph trying to lead a team of unproven talented but unproven players. We saw a lot of that last year, and what did it result in? Resulted in the Warriors not even making playoffs. So there is legitimate reason for concern because of Andre Iguodala, his age, the knee issue that he's dealing with. There's no guarantee he's going to be ready at the end of the year. Draymond Green is dealing with a back issue. We all know how tricky those can be. Klay Thompson is coming back from 2 catastrophic injuries. We've never seen a player try to play, much less win a championship after 2 injuries of that sort. So they've got 3 guys that are indispensable to them winning a championship. And it's a very real possibility that not all of the 3 of them will be 100%. And if they're not, then that leaves the door wide open for the Warriors falling short of what everybody is hoping to see, I believe, which is Steph Curry once more playing for an NBA championship.
Yeah, I'm with you, Rick. There is cause for concern when you look at the Warriors, because anytime you have to talk about a team and use the word, and I've been at fault for this, if these guys are on the court, or if they're healthy, then that means you have concern too. So, J-Mac, you have concern too, because if was a part of your conversation and your take. And when you think about what makes this Warrior team so special, it is truly Draymond Green. Like, I understand the importance of all of them individually, but collectively, when they're on the court together, if Draymond Green is not present, you're asking Andrew Wiggins and others to fill that void defensively. And from a leadership perspective, you're asking others to fill that void. And that's just that's a tough task to ask any player, because Draymond Green brings something that most players don't. And you can't really substitute that. And so for me, if he's not available or he's trying to get back into the rhythm of things and he's not all the way where he needs to be, that still is cause for concern. We understand where Klay Thompson is and his progression as far as his minutes, and you want to ease him back into everything. but you can't put that weight on Klay Thompson either. And so for me, that gives me cause for concern. They are a great team when everybody's healthy and all ducks are in a row. But the odds of that happening and the reality of that happening is just not so likely.
Let's also, guys, not forget to give credit to the Dallas Mavericks, who have been playing unbelievable. Third best record, I believe, in the last 25 games in the league. And defensively, they've been great. This is a team, Rick, that had an off-season kind of uncertainty with the coach and the front office, a bunch of squabbling in-house. And all they've seen is Luka Doncic basically take over. And now the Dallas Mavericks are surging in the West. I will admit to you guys, I bet them plus 2,500 or 2,300 last week to win the West. You guys know my love for Luka Doncic. He's a phenomenal player. So I don't want to kill the Warriors for the loss to what I think is a very good team. But they still, listen, like you talk, battle-tested, Greg. You show up in a playoff series with Curry, Klay, and Draymond Green, you're not afraid of anybody, right? They're maybe the only team that can rival the Lakers in terms of overall talent if everybody's healthy in the West. I guess we could toss the Clippers in there, who we haven't really talked about, but overall, Rick, let's pump the brakes on the panic for Golden State.
No, let's not pump the brakes. Let's keep that car flying down the highway, because it's not just a matter of that they need all of those pieces healthy and available. There is also the question, and I think you saw it against the Dallas Mavericks last night, there's a question of size. James Wiseman, even if he gets back, yes, he gives you a 7-footer, an agile, athletic, shot-blocking 7-footer. What experience does he have when it comes to the postseason? And then, so you're looking at Kevon Looney being your starting center. I asked this of Steve Kerr a month or so ago, whether right before the trade deadline, whether he thought that they had enough, and he said he thought they did. I disagree with that. I believe that against teams that have legitimate size, that or just guys that are dynamic in attacking the rim, they don't have enough rim protection. And that's what you saw with the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks were either going to get wide open shots on the outside, or Luka Doncic could basically get wherever he wanted, operating in the paint, knowing that there wasn't going to be anybody there that was going to come over and block his shot. They consistently got to the rim without any concern. I believe that can be a potential sticking point for the Warriors, depending on who they see along the way. DeAndre Ayton against Kevon Looney, I don't like that matchup. Rudy Gobert and Kevon Looney, I don't like that matchup. There are enough bigs around the league. Jaren Jackson, honestly, don't like that matchup. I think that is one other issue that the Warriors are address either through the buyout market, or Draymond Green is going to have a throwback year to when he was a Defensive Player of the Year candidate.
Boy, Rick's in his bag. He used buttress earlier and now repeated Kevon Looney references. Well done, Rick. Up next, we'll tell you who on the Packers may really hold the keys to Aaron Rodgers' future in Green Bay.
No mercy.
According to reports, the Green Bay Packers are expecting to place the franchise tag on All-Pro receiver Davante Adams. With the future of Aaron Rodgers still up in the air, this could have major dividends on the future of the organization. So, Greg Jennings, how will this impact Rodgers' future in Green Bay?
Well, this is the most important piece for Aaron Rodgers to return to Green Bay. And I think that the Packers understand that, even though they want to establish and get Aaron Rodgers situated and then take care of Davante Adams. But placing the franchise tag on Davante Adams isn't the end of the road. I truly believe that they're going to try to figure something out, and they will end up working something out long term. But in the interim, you got to lock them in. You got to ensure to your quarterback, who is your most valuable player, your most important piece, that we are going to lock Davante Adams up. And the only way you can do that in the interim is to franchise tag him until you get a deal set in place to where both sides will agree. But for Davante Adams, this is a unique situation, because as a receiver, you don't tend to see a receiver being the reason why someone like Aaron Rodgers or a quarterback would stay. But because of his value to that team, the importance that he provides to that offense, he is a probably the most important domino that they need to allow to fall in place for Aaron Rodgers to then jump on board and say, okay, let's go and get me done here after understanding that Davante Adams will be taken care of. But this is going to be huge. This is important. This is the most important. I continue to say it. It's the most important piece to the puzzle for the Green Bay Packers, or for Aaron Rodgers, not just the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, what it means is that the Green Bay Packers are making certain that Davante Adams is going to be there, which means that they want to make certain that Aaron Rodgers is going to be there. Franchise tagging him doesn't mean that he's just on a one-year deal. It means that they also have a little bit more time to be able to negotiate a multi-year deal. The fact that they've got to work things out with Aaron and they've got a number of moving parts is reason for them to do that. But the number one thing is, I'm looking at it, they went and got the quarterback coach that Aaron Rodgers wanted, and they're making sure that his number one receiver is going to be staying there. All of this, along with the pleasantries that Brian Gutekunst and Aaron Rodgers have been exchanging lately, are all clear indications that Aaron Rodgers' future is with the Green Bay Packers. They're rolling out the red carpet to make sure that that's exactly what is going to happen. So this is a signal to Aaron, we're going to do everything that you want us to do to make you happy to stay here. So if the question is, how does this affect his future? It assures that it is going to be in Green Bay.
I love this narrative that, they got Davante Adams. They franchise tagged him. Rodgers is going back to Green Bay. I mean, guys, come on. We just saw Cooper Kupp have arguably, Rick, hang on. We just saw Cooper Kupp have arguably the greatest season a wide receiver's ever had in NFL history. Cooper Kupp, definitely not a first-round pick, okay? Davante Adams was, I don't even think a first-round pick. I think he was second. Like, I love Davante Adams, one of the best route runners in the league. Greg, no disrespect to receivers, and I know when you say no disrespect, you're about to disrespect. But you can find receivers kind of anywhere, right? Guys emerge as major stars.
Like Davante Adams?
Yeah, Davante Adams emerges as a star. Guess what? You don't think Aaron Rodgers could go to Denver and say, hey, Jerry Jeudy, you're going to become a major star. Hey, Cortland Sutton, you're going to emerge as a top 5 receiver in the league. Like, the idea that Rodgers is going to stay because Davante Adams got franchise tagged is a little silly. Don't we agree on that? I mean, Davante Adams was going to get tagged, but we don't know that he wants to stay there. Does he want to stay there if